truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes,
Yes.
The state calls Miss Farrell. Ma'am, what is
yes.
your full name?
My name is Letangela Shakita Farrell.
And who are the children, or excuse me, who is the child in this case?
His name is Dearius Tychris Farrell Massengill.
And ma'am, how are you related to Dearius?
I'm mother.
And ma'am, who is his father?
Cory Massengill.
And ma'am, how old is your son at this time?
My son is 16, be 17 next month.
And ma'am, given the February birthday, do you know whether he will turn 18 before or after his high school graduation?
He will turn 18 after his high school graduation, I think.
Okay. And ma'am, was I correct in telling the court that you've seen the proposed order and would like it confirmed without any changes?
Yeah, yes.
And at this time, ma'am, who is the person covering the health and dental for Dearius?
I do.
And in this order, ma'am, you were asking for reimbursement from Mr. Massengill for the health and dental premiums.
Yes.
And ma'am, are you aware of any changes to Mr. Massengill's employment since you had a meeting with us back on January 3rd?
No, I didn't. Just today's my first day knowing that.
And ma'am, do you and Mr. Massengill communicate at all or on a regular basis?
No, not on a regular basis. I
And
try
were
to
you, sorry, please continue.
I try to be cordial with Mr. Massengill, let him know if his son is acting up or if he can talk to his son. Mr. Massengill does not talk to his son. Either I have to call him and put him on the phone, or I have to make Mr. Massengill call him. Even when I send my son down to Georgia and I tell Mr. Massengill that my son is in Georgia, he does not even go see our son.
Yes, ma'am. Moving on, ma'am, to the prior order for support. Is it correct that Mr. Massengill was only ordered to pay child support back then, and he actually has arrears at this point?
Yes.
And so our proposed order had us confirming that he owed $13,553.26 as of the end of December 2024. And if confirmed by this court, having Mr. Massengill repay it at $118 a month beginning February 1st.
Yes.
Was there anything else, ma'am, you wanted the court to consider at this time?
My son had a dental bill. I paid $6,500. I have proof of that for his braces. I also for his retainer was 900 and something, and I still have another dental bill that is like $120 something. But I will get all that to y'all.
Okay,
Thank you,
again, ma'am,
ma'am.
right now, that's not before the court as far as I don't think there's anything in here about unreimbursed medical or dental expenses. But if it's a proper request, then obviously it'll be done, but I can't do it today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I pass this witness.
All right, ma'am, I'll be back in just a moment. I'm gonna let the state call the next witness. Call your next witness, please.
The state calls Cory Massengill. Sir, what is your full name?
Cory Massengill.
And sir, would you agree that you are Dearius's father?
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, were you able to hear my opening statement to the court?
Absolutely.
Were you also able to hear Miss Farrell's testimony?
Absolutely.
And so, sir, as far as the proposed order, is it correct that your disagreement was the amount of child support being asked of you?
Yes.
But you had no problem with Miss Farrell maintaining the health and dental for your son, or you paying the reimbursements to her for each of those coverages?
Repeat that again.
First thing, sir, you're fine with her keeping the health and dental for your son.
Yes.
And then, sir, as far as reimbursing her from the premiums of each, you're also okay with that?
Yes.
All right, sir. So on January 3rd, would you agree that you had two sources of income?
Yes.
And when, sir, was there a change to either of those two things?
Last Wednesday. I can't remember the exact date, but last Wednesday.
And sir, to which of your sources of income was the change?
to my employment.
And sir, who did you work for and why are you no longer working for them?
I was working for a company. It's called Moving with Moxie, and more so of a business decision slash health decision.
And sir, the second source of income is from the VA disability amount. Is that correct?
Correct.
What is your percentage?
90%.
And sir, what happened between January 3rd and last Wednesday that you say is a health decision for you to no longer work for them?
Well, it's not what happened since January. It's something that's been ongoing. You know, you have the paperwork there that I emailed to you. So discussing a medical situation in a court with other people on here, I don't think I have to go into details.
And so, Mr. Massengill, the court doesn't have the 19 pages that I believe were sent over, but is it correct that you're referring to a VA decision letter that has the date of January 24, 2025? Your Honor, does he appear frozen to you? And Mr. Massengill, I'm not sure if you heard this part, but you understand that the court does not have the documents before it, but that was 19 pages approximately. That was a VA decision letter dated January 24, 2025.
Correct, and that's why I stated that is not something that just happened since the last call with you guys. It's something that's been ongoing.
And sir, would you agree that the amount in your letter for your 70% award is the same amount we were using back in January?
Yes.
Okay. So given that, sir, what, if anything else, is in process for the court to not approve the order as presented?
That's it, man.
Okay. So my understanding, sir, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is your medical issues do not prevent you from working, period, or outright. You do have other options for employment. Is that correct?
That is not correct.
All right. Sir, were you wanting the court to be able to look at the documents we're referring to?
Absolutely.
And sir, you understand that that would also make Ms. Farrell able to see all of this?
I don't understand why she has to see what's going on with me.
Well, sir, because this is a hearing, any parties to it are able to see the evidence, especially if you're asking the court to look at it.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Your Honor, permission to share screen.
Okay, since we're on the internet, no.
Understood, Your Honor. I wasn't planning to show the full thing if the court would take my word as an officer of the court that these are his documents and he would confirm the non-identifying or sensitive information.
All right, then we'll go that route. But again, I thought it's testimony that his disability is 90% or 70%. What was his testimony?
70, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I thought originally he said 90%.
No, it's not. It's 90. It's not 70. It's 90.
And
okay.
Mr. Massengill, where are you getting that 90 number?
It's in the paperwork that you have.
Okay.
What the 70 that you're referring to is from PTSD, if that's what you're trying to get me to state for the court.
So all I'm asking, sir, is what is your disability rating? And that tends to give us what your award amount is. Would you
My
agree or
disability
disagree?
rating is 90%, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. And so, sir, would you agree then that the amount you're receiving for that is the $2,615.96?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just double checking, Your Honor, that I'm not showing the court sensitive material.
All right, Mr. Massengill, have you ever been found disabled by Social Security?
No, I'm actually in the process of working on that as well, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so, Your Honor, going ahead and sharing now. Mr. Massengill, are you able to see this, sir?
I can.
Okay. And trying to go upward so your address isn't shown, but is this what you've been referring to as far as documentation, sir?
Yes,
And sir, on this portion that I'm highlighting, you said that the 70% is specific to the PTSD.
correct. Yes.
And sir, do you recall where in these pages the 90% was coming into play?
Uh, if I let me try to open the document myself because it's kind of hard for me to see that one. Let me
That's
go
fine,
to
sir. While you're
my
doing that,
files.
um, but Your Honor, subject to this information in the documentation, the state has no additional information, witnesses, or questions of Mr. Massengill.
All right, Mr. Massengill. So how long you been getting VA disability, sir?
Since 2020
Okay, then. And you were employed where
with
before when this matter was being done originally? Where were you employed?
moving with Moxie.
Moving with Moxie. And how much were you getting paid by them on a hourly basis, a salary basis?
Salary basis came out to about 46,000 a year, Your Honor.
All right, then. And so you're at 90% disability with the VA at this point. And what was the reason for you leaving moving with Moxie, sir?
Like I told, I don't know her position, but primarily, a lot to do with the PTSD. I really rather not go into a lot of details, Your Honor. But
here's the problem, sir. Again, that's what you were earning. How long did you work for those guys? How long did you work for moving with Moxie?
Oh man, since 2021, 2021, late 2020, early 2021.
All right, so you've been there more than at least 3 years, correct?
Correct.
All right, see, sir, I'm supposed to look at what you've earned over the last 12 months to figure out what your child support should be going forward, because that's a prima facie case under law that's what you could, or that's what you have earned, and that's what you should be able to earn going forward. And without some type of, we'll call it legal recognition, that's what I got set child support based on, because you just left that job. This is what you earned over the last 12 months. And under Texas law, that's what I'm supposed to set your child support at, sir. So, so it's kind of problematic.
It is, Your Honor, because even in the document there, one of the things that I was actually trying to file for through the VA, what I guess I got to get more documentation, is unemployability.
Okay, so again, I'd rarely seen that with the VA. That usually means that you're probably eligible for Social Security disability, which will take care of certain things. But again, without an expert, without some type of formal finding by a government agency or an expert witness, a doctor, in other words, coming in saying that you're unemployable at this point, I got to go with what the law says I have to do, sir. The last 12 months.
So you would rather put me in more debt, you know, in more debt. I'm not one of the fathers that has ran from child support. My child is 17. Yes, I have arrears, but that's because I'm not making the same amount of money that I previously made before. So why punish a father that's actually doing what he's supposed to do and not running from the law?
Yes, sir. I'm not trying to punish you. I'm just telling you what the law is. I know you're not a
Yeah,
lawyer.
but it's putting me in, that's putting me in more debt and more debt. I'm not getting that type of money anymore, Your Honor.
Well,
I'm not able to work.
Okay, sir, you'll have to, and what proof do you have that you're not able to work, sir? That's the bottom line.
Sir, if you go and look at the documentation that was given to her, it talks about what I'm going through.
Okay, sir, I don't doubt that, but does this say that based on, again, I got guys getting 100% VA disability that are working full-time jobs. You know, it just depends.
Well, they don't have a situation that I have either, Your Honor.
Okay, well, here's the deal, sir. Again, you've got to I have to have something that shows that that you are unable to work based on your malady. And that sounds like you should be 100% disabled. But again, I'm not going to go there. But you'll have to get someone come in to testify, or because, sir, you got to be able to prove this. I just can't, go with what you're saying without some type of proof.
Wow.
This is a court of law. We demand proof, and we got different levels of what proof has to be. But you haven't met any of those levels at this point, showing that you're that you cannot work going forward, sir, and at least earn what you were earning before.
Well, even if I could work, who's to say that I'm gonna still earn the same amount of money that I was earning before? The difference is I did 15 years in the Army. I earned a certain set salary when I was in the Army. When I got out the Army, I didn't earn that salary going forward. Hence, the reason for arrears.
Again, sir, I can't be your lawyer on this one.
I'm not asking you to, Your Honor.
Well, you got to give me a legal argument why I should not order what the Texas law says I'm supposed to order as current child support, sir. Again, I need proof. And right now, all you're doing is giving me oral argument and not legal proof. That's two different things.
I just don't understand how you can say this is what I would make it if I was able to work. Like,
okay, here's the deal, sir. You need to talk to a lawyer, because I can't. The state's an attorney. I'm an attorney, and I keep telling you what the rigors of Texas law say I have to look at to do something, and you keep saying that I should look at something different, and I can't. So you need to either get legal advice on what to do here, sir, or the court's going to have to go ahead and make a ruling on the data that I have before me at this point.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to get some legal advice, because if I'm unable to work, I don't understand how you gonna. I get what you're saying. I understand you're just doing your job, but if I'm not working, then you should go off of the income that I have.
And that's not the standard, sir. I believe me.
I get it. I get it.
Because I got, let's face it, I got people who quit their jobs the day they found out what their child support is. Okay, I've had that. So again, I'm not saying
I've been paying child support.
I understand you're paying your child support. We want to look at VA, but again, sir, that's why the law requires proof of everything, because we got to be fair as to both sides. And right now, you've got to give me that proof. And lawyers are expensive as all get out, sir. But you definitely need legal advice, because I'm telling you what the law says I'm supposed to do as far as calculating your child support. And you've heard testimony from other people today. We look at the last 4 quarters. Okay, that's how we set child support. And your last 4 quarters is showing something totally different than maybe going forward. But again, the court wouldn't be able to take that information up until it starts factoring in going as something permanent. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Massengill, I'm going to give you some time to talk to an attorney. But I need to get this thing set up, and I need to get this thing going one way or the other. And again, I'm telling you what the law requires me to do. And unless you get legal rep or something, or someone shows you how to get that data before the court that shows at this point going forward you cannot be employed, then I've got to go on what the past circumstances are, because that's what you've done up until and obviously up until last week.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
You said something. Okay, sir. I'm not telling you to be quiet. I'm just telling you what I have to do. So what do you want to tell me, sir?
I get it, but what's hurtful about the entire situation is throughout the entirety of my time of being on child support, not for just this child, but overall in general, and it's nobody's fault but mine. But I put myself in a legal situation, in a legal circle that I might not get myself out of, due to the fact that, for one, I can't even have taxes taken out of my check to be able to live, so I can have enough money to bring home so I can live on a daily basis with no taxes coming out of my check. Now I'm in trouble with the IRS. I can show you several letters from the IRS that I haven't been able to file taxes because I can't even have taxes taken out of my check because of child support to be able to live. And it's not right that you got somebody that's before you that has not ran from it, has not complained about it, but
is no longer working. And now I'm being told that, yeah, because based off the last 12 months, I made X amount of dollars. This is what I'm expected to pay to put me in an even deeper hole. Like, something's got to be done about it.
Mr. Massengill, I'm only allowed to take a snapshot in time, and right now the testimony and information I have lead the court to make one decision based on that information. And again, you keep making statements, but everything you're asking me to do is something that technically the lawyers call it something in equity. And right now, that's not before the court. Right now, what's before the court is what your earnings are or were, and what child support should be. So again, sir, you need to talk to an attorney. I can't. So that's the bottom line, you know.
Yes, sir.
Because if you want to get that data, if you got that data, you say that you can prove this, then you need to get someone that can get this before the court. Otherwise, I can only go with the evidence that I have, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, then, Mr. Massengill, I'm looking at giving you. I don't like keeping these things out there running too long. I'm looking at giving you probably about 30 days to see if you can get a lawyer to come in and do what you need to be done. Where do you live at this time, sir? What city?
I live in Savannah, Georgia, sir.
That's what, based on the mom's earlier observation, that's what I thought. But obviously, you didn't live there at the time the original order was done, right?
Correct. You look very familiar. I think how long you been a judge?
20 years.
I think you might have did my case back then. But
Okay.
I was in the Army. I was in the Army at Fort Hood at the time.
All right, then. Well, I understand, sir. But again, sir, mom has rights, you have rights, the child has rights, and I got to balance every last one of those in accordance with Texas law, and I can't give one of them. If you can prove what you prove something, then obviously I'll grant it. But until you can do that, sir, I cannot.
Yes, sir. Understood.
That usually takes a lawyer. So, Mr. Massengill, I'm looking at giving you a reset 30 days out from now, the end of September. I'm sorry, I can't remember my months anymore. The end of February, and I'm looking at probably setting this on a general docket. But if you hire a lawyer, obviously the lawyer will know what to do. But the bottom line is, sir, again, lawyers are really, really expensive. I'm not sure you can really afford one unless you can get someone through the that does things for veterans at a reduced rate or some legal aid or something like that to do it. But otherwise, sir, again, you got to get someone before you that knows how to present the proper evidence.
Yes,
that
sir.
may allow the court to deviate from what the law says I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it.
Yes, sir. Understood.
All right, then, Mr. Massengill, and ma'am, I hate to do this to you, but again, I'm going to give him the opportunity. Otherwise, like I said, I got to do what I've got to do. So I'm looking at bring up Zoom again.
Your Honor, my understanding is both February 25th and February 27th have slots available.
All right, then. All right, folks, I got Tuesday the 25th and Thursday the 27th available. Obviously, sir, if you got a lawyer, you get moved to the front of the line no matter what, because at $300 an hour, we don't want you paying them more than you're paying in child support. So, but I don't know where you'll fall on that date, but obviously, since we've already started this case, you would be one of the more prioritized cases. So I'm gonna start with you, sir. I'm looking at, and again, it's on Zoom, the 25th, 9 a.m. to the 27th at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
So which day works for you, sir?
Let's do the 27th.
All right, ma'am, does the 27th at 9 work for you? Sorry.
I guess it is. I guess we're gonna have to do that.
All right, then again, ma'am. Right now, everything that you're requesting is what the court is supposed to do. It's up to Dad to show the burden of proof falls on him, showing that I should do something different. Okay, but I'm gonna give you a chance.
Okay, I have a question also.
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to come with a lawyer?
Ma'am, that's left up to you. You always have the right to have a lawyer, but right now, everything the state has done, everything, all the requests, and based on the evidence, it's in your the requests are in your favor. For you to go out and hire a lawyer, pay for a lawyer, yeah, that's probably not something that you might want to do, but that's left up to you one way or the other.
Okay, thank you. And also, since he didn't pay this week, would that go back into the rearage?
I did pay this week.
Okay, well, let's not go into. We won't get into back future. Ma'am, child support is due in full on the last day of the month. So at on the last day of the month, if there's something there, then obviously that will be included in the final order. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All
So
right,
the
then,
27th.
folks, the 27th, which is a Thursday, 9 a.m. Have Ms. Bongat try to prioritize this. I won't remember this case from Adam because by the time you come back, I've done this 100+ times. Okay, so I'll have to be reminded of everything. But I'm gonna take down my notes, put up what we're doing and why we're doing it, and this is to give Mr. Massengill the opportunity to seek legal counsel and perhaps hire legal counsel or get legal representation, and we'll take it from there at that time. I'll be looking at doing an order on that date, either temporary or a final, one way or the other. But I'm going to try to get something done no matter what on the 27th. That is an order setting something up going forward. All right.
All right. Can I get something mailed so I can go and take off that day?
You'll get a reset order, ma'am. And
Okay.
at the end of the year, and if you need hey, I was in court letter by order of Judge Nelson, you'll get that on that date also. Okay, if you request it.
I need one for today because I
You'll
didn't
get
do
one,
it.
Ms. Farrell.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the state will make sure you get that, ma'am. All right. Thank
Your
you both
Honor.
very much. I'll see you.
Your Honor.
Okay. And God forbid that be a snow ice day here in Texas. But then again, it's been snow and ice days all over the country the last few days. So we'll see how it works. All right.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this was a non-agreed child support review order, as far as the choices we have on the findings page, was the court going ahead and saying that the prior order is inappropriate and we're substituting the reset, or is it temporary in the meantime since we are going into February, or just a plain reset even though it may take us outside the time frame?
I'm gonna go ahead and at this time make a temporary order. I'll go ahead and say that the current order is temporary, but I'm holding in abatement any finding as far as making this permanent, and we'll deal with any and all issues at that time going forward. Okay, so yeah, I want to fall outside the CSRO time frame. You're right. So for right
Thank
now,
you, Your Honor.
it's an order, but it's not. I'm not going to make it an enforceable, carved in stone. Here's the deal, folks. Any temporary order can be changed 180%, 180 degrees. Okay, I can turn it exactly around. I can order mom to pay child support at the end of that next hearing. But I need to put something down that says something to keep this running. So at this time, the current order will become the temporary order, but I reserve the right to change things around and to retroactive change the amount and the date of the new amount. All right.
Okay.
All right. Again, a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo, but that's why Dad paid for law school. Okay, so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you both very much, sir. You need to you got to get on this one because again, you know, the law's the law, and that's what I'll be looking at on the 27th. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you both very much. We're off the record, and the state's going to be getting y'all a reset order with as far as the temps are concerned, and we're going to take this to final on the 27th, hopefully. All right, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.